In previous lecture, we also look at the profit maximizations. So what is the situation where we're gonna maximize our profit? So where marginal cost is equals to marginal revenue is the situation where firm gonna maximize its profit. Maximize its profit. All right. So marginal revenue, it's a revenue that company generate by selling additional units. All right. And marginal cost is the cost that company incur by selling additional, by producing additional unit. That's called the marginal cost. All right. So, but sometime in accounting, we do not call it marginal cost. We call it variable cost. It's the cost of producing additional units. Right? We draw a graph in the previous class. Which was, this is your D equals, this is your demand curve, which is equals to your marginal revenue, right? And then we look at the marginal cost curve. So that's gonna be like this. Right? So we're gonna see the three different points here. We're gonna see the three different points here, 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 and here, right? And that's your quantity, and that's your price. That's your quantity of one additional units, and the price, and the quantity of one more units, and the price, right? So as I explained you in the previous lecture, this point is the point where this is your, the blue curve. Blue curve is your marginal cost, right? Blue curve, it's your marginal cost, right? And you can see this point, your MC is greater than MR, right? MR, let's say it's a $5, $10, and $15, right? These are the dollars, all right? And this is the quantity, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all right? So if you, this is your the cost, this is the cost of 6th unit, and this is the revenue of 6th unit, all right? This is your 6th unit, this is your 5th unit, and this is your 4th unit. So the, regarding your 6th unit, your 6th unit marginal revenue is 10, right? And your marginal cost is 15. This is the cost, right? This is the cost curve. So this is the cost, right? So 15 is the cost, revenue is the, revenue is 10. So you're gonna have a loss, right? This is the situation where you have, you're gonna sell the additional unit, which is 6. But how about the 4th situation here? If you look at if you look at this point, you're not gonna sell this unit because you do not meet the market demands, because still market demand is above, still because you can increase the price. All right, you can increase price up to 10, so you have an opportunity to make money. So that's the reason you're not gonna sell the fourth unit. So you're looking forward for the more profitable opportunity. So I will say that less profitable opportunity. All right, it's a less profitable opportunity. So obviously you're not gonna sell this item. So you're gonna maximize your own more units. So you're gonna maximize your additional units. So additional unit reach at here, which is number 5. So number 5 is a situation where your marginal revenue equals to the marginal cost. So this situation will your maximize profit. Maximize profit. That's the ideas for your MR equals to MC. So you're gonna maximize your profit if you sell one additional unit, but you cannot keep increasing until 6 because your cost will be higher than the marginal revenue. This is the basic idea. So this is the previous lecture. And remember, this example is the situation. Remember, this example is a situation because here is a cost, marginal cost, and this cost is a fixed, right? So remember, there are 2 types of cost: fixed cost and variable cost. Fixed cost means doesn't matter, you maximize your production or you do not maximize your production, you produce product or you do not produce product, your cost remain unchanged. Your cost always stable. That's called the fixed cost. And variable cost. Variable cost is the cost that change as your production change. Production increase, more cost. Production decrease, less cost. No production, no cost. All right. But fixed cost, high production, low production, your cost is fixed, stable, right? Variable, high production, high cost, low production, low cost, zero production, zero cost, right? Zero production, zero cost. This is your variable cost, right? And remember, fixed cost plus variable cost is the total cost. All right. Fixed cost plus variable cost plus variable cost is the total cost, right? If you want to calculate average total cost, average, because the reason to calculate average total cost is sometime your fixed cost is low or maybe variable cost is too high. So in this total cost, most of the cost contribution is a variable. So instead of using the total cost, sometimes we calculate the average cost. So average total cost equals to fixed cost plus variable cost divided by 2. That's your average total cost, right? So this is the basic informations regarding fixed variable cost. This is important. So the example that we cover, this example is about fixed cost. When your cost is fixed, then at this point, so remember this cost is your kind of fixed cost, right? So if this is the situation, then this is the example of profit maximization, right? But what happened if your cost is the total cost, I mean, you have a total cost, not just a fixed cost. You also have a total cost, which is the more practical example. You have fixed and variable. So remember, this is the example of the fixed cost, all right? So let's move on to the next. Which is if you have a total cost. Total cost or average total cost. So situation when cost is average total cost, which means combination of fixed cost and variable cost. Right? That's called the average total cost. Right? So remember, if you have an average total cost, what will be your profit? Your profit will be price minus average total cost. All right, price per units multiply minus average per unit multiply by quantity. Same thing we did it before, price multiplied by quantity. Right? So price minus cost multiplied by quantity is a profit. Right? So so make sure you know this formula. All right, so let's draw the graph where we have a profit areas, all right, profit situation. If we have an average cost, average total cost. And your demand curve gonna be like this. That's your demand curve, right? So demand curve means here D equals to marginal revenue, like as here. So D equals to marginal revenue. That's your quantity. X-axis is the quantity, and here is your price for cost, depends, but the y-axis is a dollar value. Could be price and could be cost. Now, okay. So now we're gonna draw average total cost, all right? So how the curve of average total cost looks alike. Before I forgot to record, so I think I have to repeat again. But anyway, we continue. So you already get the idea. So that's what I'm trying to say, that this situation, these areas will be your loss area, right? Loss area. Loss area means price is 7 and the cost is 8. Price is 7, cost is 8. So we have -1, which is loss. And here we have profit. All right. So this above area is the loss area. So you will not decide to sell your product at this price because your cost is so high and you cannot reduce the price. All right. So this is the situation when the cost is average total cost. So cost is playing very important role. It could be increased or it could be decreased because fixed costs remain unchanged, but because of variable cost, average cost may be increased, may be decreased. If average cost decrease, let's say average cost decrease. For example, here Fixed cost is same, $3, and variable cost, let's say, become maybe 5 to 1. So your cost become 4. All right, your average total cost or your total cost become 4. So what the curves look like for average cost here? So average total cost, that's your average total cost. So here, all right, is become how much? $4, right? $4. Cost is $4. Price is same, 7. Marginal revenue, situation where we can maximize the profit, and profit gonna be a $3, right? So this situation, use it. So this situation here, 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 that's all your profit from 4 to 7. The difference between cost, which is 4, price, which is 7. So 7 minus 4, $3 is your profit situation, right? So that is the ideas for your situation when your cost is fixed. That's why additional, you can't find any fixed cost here because we do not have any cost because we are producing additional. Doesn't matter you produce additional or you do not produce additional, fixed costs remain unchanged. So that's why for additional cost, you don't have additional fixed cost. For additional production, for additional units, you do not have additional fixed cost. So this is only fixed cost, right? You can see on the top, when sell additional unit, fixed costs will not increase, remain unchanged. But this situation is a more practical situation because cost is a combination of fixed and variable, right? So that's your average total cost. So it depends where is your average total cost. So this is profit, this to this area, blue color, that's also profit. But if your average total cost is more than marginal revenue, if your average total cost above marginal revenue, obviously you have a loss, right? If your marginal revenue is above average total cost, then you have a profit. Then you have a profit. So make sure you know that. That's what this diagram represent. Now, did you understand this curve? Did you understand the 3 situations? First situation is MR equals to MC, fixed cost, no variable cost. Second situation is when actual total cost is lower than average total cost is lower than the marginal revenue. Then the profit area, right? Because marginal revenue is more than average total cost. And if average total cost increase, which is 8 in this example, right? When it's become 8, so average total cost is more than marginal revenue. As a result, that area will be a loss areas. All right, so you have to draw a graph by identifying the 3 different situations, right? MR equals MC, MR equals to MC, which is here, MR equals MC. This one or this one, profit areas, right? Profit areas. And this one is the loss areas because your average total cost is higher than your MR. So no profit. And the back here. So maximum profit point, profit area, loss area, right? So now, so what is the conclusion? Conclusion is how to draw a graph. right? So you can follow some steps here to draw the graph. So how to draw a graph. Shows profit or loss area. So step one, we have few steps. Step one, find MR equals MC, which is this one here. MR equals MC. Second, find Q, which is quantity. Quantity is this curve, this one. Quantity is very important to find quantity. If you don't have quantity, how can you understand where is your cost? So quantity is important. All right. So step two is find quantity. Step three, find P. All right, find P. Find P. P is here, right? So P is here, or P or cost, anything. So this is your P, price, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7. 7 is the P, right? So you have to find P. P is a price, right? Then number 4, find average total cost, right? Average total cost. Average total cost, which is this, either this or this, depends how much is this. All right, if it's less than 7, so it's below demand curve. All right, if it's more than 7, it's above demand curve. Right. And now step 5, find profit or loss area, which is this, profit or loss. So this is the steps that help us to prepare the graph for marginal revenue, or the graph which identifying the additional units, right? So any question? Okay, so one thing what we have learned here, so one thing I can write down for you. So remember, if you have only fixed cost, in short run, so remember, fixed cost is the cost which do not change in a short run. If we have fixed cost, then firm will not exit firm will not exit the market. Firm will not exit the market when selling additional units. When selling additional unit. Why firm will not exit? Why firm will not exit? Because on additional selling, your cost will not increase. Cost will not increase. Additional selling, additional revenue, marginal revenue. So you have profitable situation because profitable opportunity. That's the reason firm will not exit when you have a just fixed cost. So additional revenue, but not additional cost. So means making profit. So means price increase, but cost not increase, profit increase. That's the meaning of only fixed cost. But if you have variable cost or total cost, because total cost also a combination of variable cost. If you have variable cost or total cost, firm remains stay in the market or stable in the market until have profitable situation. So variable cost also involved in this. So you additional units, additional cost. All right, additional unit, additional cost. If your cost is and remember, marginal revenue cannot be keep increasing as marginal revenue not keep increasing at one point. Marginal revenue gonna be stable because this is the marginal revenue. You cannot increase the price. I hope you understand what I mean. Marginal revenue, that's why your demand curve is stable, right? The marginal revenue cannot increase because you are just a firm. Market is a competitive. So demand curve may not be changed. The price may not be changed on additional. If you keep selling, like as I give example before on number six, all right? On these additional units, you're not gonna have a revenue. So your price, you're selling additional, profit. Selling additional may not have profit. But when you want to sell additional, you have to produce additional. If you produce additional, your variable cost will increase. All right, variable cost increase. Here, total cost increase. Total cost increase. Then your cost is more than marginal revenue. That's why you have loss area. If you have loss area, firm will exit the market. Firm will not stay in the market because that market is not profitable for you. So I need to stay in the market. Longer you're staying, your unnecessary cost will be increasing. All right. So that's why firm stay in the market until firm has profitable situation. When loss arise, why loss arise? Because your demand curve is horizontal. Your demand curve is horizontal. So when the loss arise, firm will leave the market, exit the market. So that's the whole idea here. All right, that's the whole idea here. So you can call it, it's a short run is a short run and it's a long run. It's a long run. That's why it's a short run, because fixed cost is remain stable in a short run. Fixed cost cannot be always unstable. It may be changed when the time is increasing. All right. For example, you're renting a house. You sign a contract with the house for 1 year, right, to pay rent. So that 1 year is your short-term period. When 1 year is finished, after 1 year, maybe the landlord will increase the rent. So fixed cost change. So that's why fixed cost, short run, stable. Long run, maybe change. All right. But variable cost, as the time is going on, your cost is increasing. Your cost is increasing. Your marginal revenue is less than average total cost. No profit. Now, you go back to your notes and check. When I explain you about 4 types of market: perfect competitive, monopolistics, monopoly, and oligopoly. When I explain you these 4 markets, if you look at your perfectly competitive market and you check in perfect competitive market, I mentioned that long run, no profitable. All right, long run, no profitable. That's what we are discussing here. We are talking about perfectly competitive market. All right, so firms are perfectly competitive. So under perfectly competitive market, long run, under perfectly competitive market, long run, not profitable opportunity. That's the whole idea here. I hope you get the point. Ask me any question if you have. Any question? Ask me now. Can you show me again the profitable situation in a graph? Okay. This one? So this slides or this information is very important because they are giving you 3 different situations here. When fixed cost, which is not cost here, when average total cost is more than marginal revenue, which is loss, the above the curve, and when the marginal revenue is more than average total cost, below the curve, right? So above curve here, above curve, and below curve, right? If you don't see that, so above curve and below curve. All right, so this is a profit because your cost is just 4 or 5, but price is 7. So profit, obviously. And this cost become 8 and price is 7. So $1 loss. So that's why loss, profit, all right? Ask me any questions if you have. Can you explain again why the company with variable cost will exit the market in a profitable situation? Okay. Now, they will not exit the market profitable situation. They exit the market because no profitable situation. Come real life example about the variable cost. Okay. So we have two questions here. So first question is, can you explain again why company with variable cost will exit the market in a profitable situation? Remember, firm will not exit the market if situation is profitable. All right? Firm will not. Why firm will exit the market? Because firm is making money. There's no reason to leave the market. We join the market to make money. If market has a profit, then we will not leave the market. We'll remain, stay in a market, sell the product, make money. But if cost increase, but we cannot increase the price, I hope you understand why we cannot increase the price. Example is here. 4 to 5, 5 to 6. We cannot increase the price from 5. We cannot increase the price above 10 if you see here, because the demand, no demand. If you increase the price, nobody will buy. So that's why price is 10, which is fixed. That's where demand curve is horizontal, all right? Okay, one thing confirmed, price will be increasing, but there is a maximum price situation, which is number 10, cannot go 11, 12 or so on. One thing confirmed, all right? So if the cost below 10, firm will remain, stay in the market, obviously, because if cost below 10, cost is 5, let's say, no, not here, you will be confused. So cost is below 7, cost is 6, profit 1, cost is 5, profit 2, cost is 4, profit 3, so we have profit. So firm will not exit. But if the cost become 8, why cost become 8? Because you keep producing, your variable cost increase. Variable cost increase. Variable cost is a part of total cost. Total cost increase. Total cost increase, then cost is more than price. Price is maximum 7, cannot go above 7, right? So cost become 8, have a loss. Company doesn't like loss, so company will exit. Company stops selling, company leave the market. Firm will leave the market. That's what I was trying to explain. So I hope you understand what I mean, profitable situation. Say something, is that okay now? Okay, now another question is, can you give us some real life example about variable cost? Okay, I'll give you real life example. I'll give you example which belongs to the company, all right? So that make much more sense. So you will be able to identify that why cost will increase. So question is variable cost. What is the example of variable cost? Let's take example of direct material that you will study later on in your management accounting class, right? Direct material and direct labor, or maybe direct expense. So direct material is a material that help us to make product, for example, pen. So if, for example, this pen is made from plastic, right, or metal. So plastic is a raw material. So raw material is a variable cost. Why? If you produce more pen, you need more material. You need more material, more cost. You produce less pen, less material, less cost. Direct labor. Direct labor means the people making product, workers, for example. Workers involved in making product. Worker is working on machine. Why worker working on machine? Because we need to produce pen. So if you produce pen, more worker will work. More worker work, cost increase. You will not produce pen, no worker will increase, no labor cost. All right. Direct expense. Direct expense is any other kinds of expense that involve in this pen. For example, let's say electricity for machine. Electricity. You want to run a machine, right? That's machine, right? You run machine, you need electricity, right? So electricity is your direct expense. More machine run, To make product, more electricity, more direct expense. So these are a direct expense. All right, these are your direct expense. Let's take example of your motorbike. In motorbike, you have a petrol, gas or fuel, right? So if you want to run more motorbike, you want to travel more, you have to spend more money on your fuel. You run less, you need less money on your fuel. So exactly, fuel is your variable cost, right? And depreciation on your motorbike, fix. You use motorbike, you don't use motorbike, you have depreciation. You run more motorbike, you run, you used your more motorbike, you have more depreciation? Of course not. You will not use your motorbike, you leave at home every day, you just clean, wash, clean, wash. Depreciation, yes, right? So fixed cost will not change, right? Doesn't matter you increase production or decrease production. Depreciation is a fixed cost. And direct material, direct labor, direct expense are variable cost, right? Understand, yes or no? Say something. Any question? Is there any other fixed cost beside depreciation? Yes, it is another fixed cost. Let me give the example of fixed cost. Fixed cost. Fixed cost examples, one is depreciation, right? Another example could be a rent, factory rent. You're renting a factory, but remember, factory rent is a fixed cost, but fixed cost is remain same only in short run, right? So rent is your fixed cost. Another example is maybe insurance. We have to buy insurance for material, for assets, for machines, for example. So that insurance is a fixed cost. Another examples for fixed cost could be the person working in a factory but not producing product. For example, supervisor's salary. Supervisor's salary, fixed cost. If company pay them fixed, right? Another example of fixed cost maybe for production is a security guards. If company pay them by fixed salary, salary for security guards. Supervisor's salary and security guard salary. That's also a fixed cost. All right. So these are the examples of fixed cost. Maybe we have some more, but that's more about non-manufacturing department, so don't worry about it. So these are the fixed costs enough to understand about this market situation. But you study later this variable and fixed cost in your management accounting after your mid-exam, right? So any other question? Please tell me, because this lecture is it's very important, right? Ask me any question if you have. Is there any other fixed cost beside depreciation when calculate the profit? Do we use average total cost or just total cost? I take example of average total cost, but don't be confused with the average total cost. Just take it as a total cost, that's fine. Right? I use the average total cost to find the reasonable number, right? So balanced, some kinds of balanced or yes, some kinds of average price, average cost on an average. So that's the reason we call it average total cost. It's the average cost of one unit. All right. So, but you can call it average cost and total cost, but don't be confused. Just use it as a per units, price per unit and cost per units. But again, the purpose to use average total cost is to find the average cost of the product. This is the average cost. If you produce, you're going to spend nearly this number. That's the only purpose to use this average total cost. All right. Is there any other fixed cost beside depreciation? I already gave example of fixed cost: depreciation, rent, insurance, supervisor salaries, security guard salaries, right? These are the fixed cost that may not change. You increase production or decrease production. We always require these people in a company. Or another example, like as electricity, but not electricity for production, electricity for outside the factory, like as street lights in a factory. If we have any streets and the streets have a light outside, we need it, right? Doesn't matter, production is going on inside, not outside, but at night we need a light outside too, right? So that could be a fixed cost, which has no relation with the production, which may not affect your production, right? So yes, because some large companies in Vietnam pay. Is electricity always variable cost? Depends. It depends. If electricity, again, it depends. Electricity, remember, we are talking about producing additional units. So keep in your mind producing additional. This idea, maximizing profit, is a marginal cost, marginal revenue. The word is marginal, right? Marginal cost, marginal revenue, which means we are producing additional, right, which is marginal cost, or we are selling additional, which is marginal revenue, right? So make sure you connect your all understanding with this idea, right? Now you ask me a question that some large companies in Vietnam pay unchangeable expense due to over. That's totally different story, right? So this is mostly semi-variable cost. In order to understand this cost concepts, you have to wait for management accounting class. That's what I said. But for right now, in order to understand this concept, keep in your mind, variable cost is a cost of producing additional units. If you produce additional unit, your cost will increase because of material, because of labor, because of direct expense. For electricity, because without electricity, you cannot run the machine, right? But now, not all types of electricity is your variable cost here, right? So let me answer that question. So the idea is that you have to connect all this information with the idea is additional units, right? For right now, don't worry about in Vietnam how they charge electricity is not the matter of additional units, all right? That's more about accounting things, not for the economics or additional units. So don't worry, just keep in your mind, these are the example of variable cost, all right? These are the examples of variable cost, and these are the examples of fixed cost. Okay, so can you explain about the situation that exists only fixed cost again? Can you explain about the situation that exists only fixed cost? Yes, these are the situation: depreciation, rent, insurance, supervise. These are the one-time cost. One-time cost called fixed cost. You just pay one time. Is not change. All right. No, I'm not one-time pay. It means not change, not increase, not decrease, stable, same, fix all the time. Like as your tuition fee. You pay tuition fee. If you don't have any scholarship or nothing at all, your tuition fee is a fixed cost. Every semester or every year, you have to pay fixed tuition fee. All right. But your food expense is not a fix. If you eat more, you pay more for food. You eat less, you pay less. But buffet, when you go for buffet is a fixed cost. No matter you eat more, you eat less, you pay fixed money. All right, so fixed cost, buffet is your fixed cost. Can you give us some exercise related to this part? Exercise, yes, I can give it to you. Then marginal revenue equals to total cost. Yes, profit. Obviously, that's profit. Just check here. Marginal revenue. You ask me a question, then marginal revenue is higher than total cost, right? So marginal revenue of additional unit and total cost of additional units. So marginal revenue, you said 7, and you can see your answer is here. Then marginal revenue, yes, marginal revenue is 7, and total cost or total cost or average total cost is 5, profit, right? Can you give us some exercises related to this part? Yes, I can give you some exercise. You can practice now if you want it. So for example, I can ask you to draw a graph. Draw a graph using following situations in competitive market and find profit or loss situation, right? So for example, A, which is let's say marginal revenue, it's $10, right? And fixed cost is 3. B is marginal revenue is maybe 10 again, and average fixed cost, or sorry, average total cost, it's 7. C, marginal revenue is 10 and average total cost is equals to 10. Now D, marginal revenue equals to 10 and average total cost is 12. So you can have 4 situations. You can draw 4 different types of graphs. All right. First graph is just a simple. All right. First graph, which is A, gonna be this. So this is your 10, which is your MR here. D equals to MR. This is your demand curve, right? Fixed cost is 3. So obviously, when you sell, this is your MC, right? And that's your profit maximization. Find profit. Profit is here. This profit, this point, because you not gonna have an additional cost, right? So MR equals to MC. Here MR equals to MC, profit maximization. Now B, MR10, ATC7. MR10, this is MR10, this is your quantity, this is your quantity, and ATC is 7. So this is your MC, and ATC is 7. So 7 gonna be somewhere around here, right? So ATC here. So that's your ATC, right? And the profit area is this, all right? This is your profit area, right? Because MR is greater than 7, so you have profit, right? Now C. C is what is C? C is MR's 10. So MR 10, $10. That's your quantity. That's your MC, marginal cost, right? And ATC is also 10. ATC also 10 is here. That's your ATC point. ATC, all right? So when your MR equals to ATC, you have no profit, no loss, right? And D, right? So you have no profit, no loss, right? D is MR10 and ATC 12. So MR10, right? And that's your marginal cost, right? And ATC is 12. So ATC is 12. So let's see here. So that's your ATC. And this area is your loss area, all right? So that's your loss. That's your profit. And that's your maximum profit. Right? And that's your no profit, no loss. So that's the meaning of find profit loss using the graph. All right. So that's the thing. Someone asked me, is the market price one of the factors that determine fixed cost? Is the market price of one factor that determine fixed cost? I did not understand what you mean. You mean the fixed cost affect the price? That's what you said? Is market price one of the factors that determine fixed cost? Why? I don't understand what you mean. Can you please explain again? What do you mean? So this is the example that you can kind of class exercise that I help you to do, because I cannot check your class exercise now. All right, so that's why I also provided you the answer. So you have 4 different situations, all right? Situation A, maximum profit situation. Situation B, right? Situation B is a profitable situation because we have average total cost. Situation C is no profit, no loss. Situation D is a loss situation, right? So please ask me again. I did not, please tell me again, what is the meaning of your question? Any questions? Anybody, any question? Is it possible to have a loss when a company have fixed cost only? It's possible to have a loss when company have fixed cost only? Okay, let me tell you one thing before I answer this question, and I will explain you and you will get the answer of your question. Always remember, when company decide the price, always remember, when company decide the price, it depends upon the various factors. So for example, I am deciding the price of the product is at $10 of this pen, for example. So when I'm deciding the price of this product, various things affect when I'm deciding the price. One of these various factors or various things, one of the important factor is the cost. Whenever I decide the price, which is $10, I always look at what is my cost. If my cost, let's say my cost is $12, do you think I will sell at $10? Of course not. All right. So if my cost is $9, then I will look at the $10. Then I will sell at maybe $10. But again, as I said, various factors. One of the factors is the competitors. At what price competitors are selling. So let's say my cost is $9 and competitor are selling at $11. Yes, now I will decide 10, right? My cost is $12. Competitor are selling at 11. Then can I sell at 11? No, I cannot. So I have two options. Option one is if I have only fixed cost, so I have to exit the market because fixed cost, you cannot reduce it. So you have to exit the market. But obviously we do not have always fixed cost. We have fixed and variable cost most of the time. So if you have variable cost is the cost that you can reduce it. So you will put your efforts to reduce this $10, $12 to less than 11, not 11. You have, because 11 is the price. If you reduce the cost to 11, so price 11, cost 11, no profit, no loss. You're not losing any money, but you are not making money too. So you jump in a market to make money, right? So you will make your efforts to keep your cost as low as possible. 10, 9, 8. If your cost is going down, your profit is increasing. All right. Now I come back to your question. Is it possible to have a loss when a company have a fixed cost only? So the answer is no, because company never decide the price before production. Before deciding the price, company look how much I will make, how much money I spend to make. I spend, same example, $9. Yes, my cost is $9, and what should be my price now? I want to make money, so price should be more than $9. All right, and what competitors are selling at? Right, that competitor are selling at 11. Okay, I will sell at 10. If I sell at 10, I have profit and I will attract the customer, right? Again, think demand and attractions and all this kind of things. So I hope I answer the question. Understand, yes or no? Any question, say something, yes or no? Is it possible to have a loss when a company have no? So the company can always change the cost to prevent the loss? Yes, initially, not always, initially, because cost occur first. Once this product is produced, can I reduce it? Cost? No, because product already produced. So that's why before I start my production, I have to estimate the cost. Once my cost estimate, then I estimate the price. Once my price is estimated, then I calculate my profit. Okay. Then I will find the market. Then I will find the consumer, and then so on. So planning stage is very important, right? So company can always change the cost when prevent the loss. Yes. So I calculate my cost. My cost is $12. Then I calculate my price. Price $13, but competitor selling at 11. Market is 11. Marginal revenue is 11. Then I have to make plan to reduce my cost, because if my cost will reduce, price, I cannot reduce it because my opportunity will be less. I want to reach a maximum opportunity. So 11, let's say, is a marginal revenue, maximum market opportunity. So I have to reduce the cost to increase the profit. That's the whole idea here. All right. So understand, yes or no? Any other questions? Any other question regarding this topic? I think this topic is nearly finished. Let me check one more time if anything left. Start at high price and then works down selling the material. Yes, this topic is nearly done. Finished. So we can have a break. And after break, we will talk about what? Midterm exam. Yes. All right. So before we go for break, anybody has any question? Anybody has any question before we break? No, you don't have to draw the profit area because there is no profit area. Profit area is the area when the difference between, um, uh, yes, you don't have to draw. You just simply show the maximum profit, because when you're selling additional units, you don't have fixed cost, right? So you just, so that line, this one is your maximum profit area. So this one, you can't go above, because above marginal revenue more than, sorry, marginal cost more than marginal revenue, and then below these areas here, somewhere here, so you have less opportunity. So you have to maximize your opportunity to reach here. So same example, fourth unit, fifth unit, sixth unit. So fourth unit is here. So fifth is the additional, no six, because demand is finished, right? So any question before we break? Yes, we can have break now. So I'll see you soon. Thank you. Okay, everyone. So we start. So before we start, do you have any question regarding this topic 4? Do you have any question? Or we move on to the midterm exam information. Can we? All right, so let's start with the midterm exam information. So your midterm exam gonna be next week. Next week, Tuesday, 1st of December. Next week, Tuesday, which is 1st December. Next week, because next week you have also a midterm exam for marketing subject at 3:30, I guess. Some of you maybe have, some of you don't have, I don't know. So can you tell me what time do you want me to start this economics class? Because I will give you exams, and after exams you can leave. I may not teach you another topic because some of you have a marketing midterm exam. All right. So you will come to the class, you finish midterm exam, and then you can leave because you have a next exam 3:30. Right. Next exam 3:30. So what time you want to start? Okay, so we start as usual, 12:30. If you want, I can start a little bit late. Let's say I can start, I don't know. Let's say I start maybe 1:30 or something, but I think it's okay if you want to start 12:30. So, because if you start 12:30, finish 1 to 2, so we have to wait too long for the other class. Okay, it's fine. Okay, anyway, so next week, 1st of December, we will start 12:30, all right? Be 12:30, so don't be late, be on time. Next is your topic. So you have topic 1, 2, 4. All topic until today, what we have done until today, that's will be part of your midterm exam. So your questions. So you're gonna have two parts, part A and part B. Part A and part B. Part B. And both are compulsory parts. Both compulsory. Both parts are compulsory. In your part A, you have multiple choice questions, right? And part B, you have a long answers. Long answers question. For your multiple choice question, you will have around I think how many questions you will have for multiple choice questions. Thirty multiple choice questions. You have 30 multiple choice questions, and you have 2 long answers questions. All right, 30 multiple choice and 2 long answers questions. And remember, all questions are compulsory. All questions are compulsory. All right. Next is time allowed. So you're gonna have you're gonna have 75 minutes. All right, so you have 75 minutes to attempt these 2 parts. And it's a closed book exam. close book exam, and no phones. Right. What else? Yes, that's all. You just need to read your notes, the whatever I'm writing, I mean, that handwritten informations. So you just need that informations to prepare your class. All right, and don't be absent. All right, so you belongs to all the students, belongs to this class, even these students as well. All right, so then the student who write their names, all right, behind the paper. So this student also join this exam. All right, so you all, whoever is in this paper, in this attendance sheet, has to join this class. You cannot join another class, right? So that's all for your midterm exam. If you have any question, please ask me now. Can you pause this recording on UTEX? I will send you the link to the student who sent you the Zoom link, because UTEX university websites, I think, have a problems. I didn't log in today, but yesterday it had a problem. So I will check again if UText is working, then I will upload. Otherwise, I will send this link to the class monitor who sent me the information for Zoom. Oh, the student who sent you the Zoom information, the same student, I will send this this recording link, and then you can check, right? Any question? Anybody has any question regarding midterm exam? Anything is unclear, anything you do not understand, or any question from topic 1, 2, 3, 4? All the information will be part of your midterm. Please ask me if you have any question. Say something, any question, yes or no? If no questions, so can we stop now? Okay, all right, so we stop here. If you have any questions later, you can send me email. You have my email, but don't send me message on UText, because as I said, the website, I don't know, is it working or not? If it's working, then of course I will receive your message. I will get notification of your message. But if I don't get any notification, so it means my website is not working. So better you send me email, the email that I mentioned yesterday on the board. This email, 36.sumit at gmail. So you can send me message on this email by asking question. All right, so and then I will reply your email. All right, so we stop here. Good luck for your exam. So I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.